Come on down for some rat pizza at our child casino here on Phone It In. It is Big Natural Stoney Keeley, the EIC at SoBrosNetwork.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Stoney Keeley, collectively at Sobros Network on all major social media platforms. Joined as usual by the star of the show herself. She is our cryptid queen, Rooster. Rooster, how you doing today?
I'm okay.
Well, that's good. You excited to talk about Charles Entertainment Cheese?
I kind of am. Yeah,
Yeah, this
I'd
is
say
a
so.
this is a fun one. I'm kind of stoked that we picked this one. Well, I shouldn't say we, you picked it because you
Yeah.
brought it to me and I was like, hell yes. Hell yes. And
Yeah. Go
it was
ahead.
one of those conversations where we're like, oh, we could talk about this one day. This would be a cool topic to maybe
Yeah.
do. But once Chuck E. Cheese came up, we're like, no, that's the next one. We're gonna do
Yeah.
that in 2 weeks. And now here we are, lo and behold, talking Chuck E. Cheese. So what was it about this topic that made you want to dive into it on this show?
I honestly don't remember. I've had kind of a running list going on that I just if I have the idea, I might write it down and maybe I don't like it when I think about it again. But I was reading through the list and you're like, "Oh, that sounds good." So
Yeah. I don't know. Have we done something? Let me just openly pick my nose. YouTube audience, which reminds me, by the way, if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, jump in the comments. Let us know you're there. If you have any thoughts on our topic of discussion today, let us know and we will get to them as best as we can. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. What is
no,
your I don't remember where we were at. Go ahead.
no, you cut yourself off. So I don't know what you're gonna I don't know what you're gonna ask.
You know what? I'm just going to hit end stream and we will start over. No, I'm kidding. I wanted to ask about your early memories of Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
We'll starting there. Like what does Chuck E. Cheese mean to you? Because I know it is sort of I don't know, it kind of feels like a generational thing. We probably remember it differently than kids today will remember it and
Yeah,
so
I
on.
wonder how they remember it. Because to me, it was just birthday parties, that's where you
Yeah.
go to have a birthday. Um, and
I didn't
arcades are cool. I mean, I didn't really grow up going to arcades like my brothers did, it was more of a thing in
yeah,
my brother's time, but
yeah.
the arcades were dying out. Um, but we had Chuck E. Cheese still.
I can't recall. I don't think so. I grew up in Mount Juliet and I don't think we even had an arcade. Like the only time I got to go to the arcade when I was a kid was when I went to the mall. And I'm specifically remembering like Hickory Hollow and Rivergate Mall had the tiny little arcades, but it wasn't anything like when I was a kid and we'd go to Gatlinburg and they'd have those massive arcades up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nothing like that. But I honestly don't even really remember going to Chuck E. Cheese all
Really?
that much as a kid. Yeah, I don't think I have like vague recollections of the animatronic band, and I think I was scared of them as a kid. Like there's something unsettling and unnatural about these demons
Oh my god, I
on
love
stage.
them. I
Yeah,
love them so much. I loved the animatronics. I was super into it. I remember them talking to each other and shit, their little riffing back and forth. I
yeah.
remember the guy who would come out in the costume,
I
they'd
don't
walk
remember any of
around.
them.
Yeah, they had a Chuck E. Cheese that would just somebody in a costume who would walk around the floor every now and then.
See, that would terrify me, and I don't think I would have been into it, but I can remember asking my parents to go to Chuck E. Cheese because I remember my dad being like, "No, we're not going to Chuck E. Cheese today. We can't go." But they also weren't as available as they are now to Middle
Mm,
Tennesseans, at least growing up in the 90s. We didn't have I think the only Chuck E. Cheese that I can recall was either in Rivergate or Hickory Hollow. But I don't know. I was a Discovery Zone kid. Did you ever go to DZ?
yes, yes, yes. I
DZ
love
was my shit.
DZ. But we had a Chuck E. Cheese in Franklin, so it wasn't hard to
Yeah.
get to. And also, I was oh my god, you do things because it's ironic. I had my
Yeah.
13th birthday at a Chuck E. Cheese because, like, I'm turning 13, we go to Chuck E. Cheese. It was actually fun, and nobody thought it was weird.
Do you think we could do a birthday party for us today at Chuck E. Cheese?
That would be weird. I don't think we would be allowed to,
Well, forget I said anything then. Oh,
you can't crawl through the ball pit.
do they have stuff like that there? Do they have,
Yeah,
like, a playground? I don't remember anything about it but the
yeah.
arcade.
They have a playground and a ball pit, in the arcade.
What do you think it would cost to rent out a Chuck E. Cheese for the Sobros team? And that's gonna be our, like, reunion retreat for the year.
I I can't imagine it would be that much, really.
Yeah, and we're all so rich, we could probably pull it off. Just be
But
like,
they don't
"Close
have
it
the
down."
band anymore. We'll get to it, but it wouldn't be as cool. It wouldn't be as
Yeah.
cool now as it used to be.
Yeah, it's like it would be like that time in 2012 when I went to Mr. Gaddy's in Pigeon Forge. I don't know if you remember Mr. Gaddy's,
Mm-mm.
but I remember thinking like, "Man, Mr. Gaddy's was awesome when I was a kid. You could get pizza, you could play all kinds of games." And then we went in 2012, me and my buddies on a trip up there, and we were all saying the same thing like, "Oh, memory lane. This is going to be awesome." And then when we went inside, it was the saddest experience ever. There was
I'm
nobody
sure.
in there.
I'm
Half the
sure.
machines were broken. It was kind of like muggy, as if like the air conditioning wasn't quite working and the carpet was a little wet. It was
Oh,
a really bad experience. So maybe I don't know. I was going to say maybe I wouldn't want to ruin my memories of Chuck E. Cheese, but as we're talking this out, I'm realizing I don't really have any memories of Chuck
we
E.
could rent
Cheese.
out like a skate rink.
Yeah, I could do that. I could
Yeah.
do that. Where would you rank Chuck E. Cheese among childhood entertainment options?
Well, when I was a kid, I would say it's kind of up there. I mean, that and DZ, very
I'd go
fun.
DZ, and I would go the skating rink, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if we factor in putt-putt. Putt-putt might be number
Mm.
1, actually, now that I think about it.
We had a really great place in Franklin that it doesn't exist anymore, but it had putt-putt and then huge arcade, bumper cars, like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the best, for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
Um,
Remember the arcade at Hermitage Lanes, the bowling alley? They had a huge arcade back in the day
mm,
we'd partake in. But no, I don't have a lot of attachment to the Chuck E. Cheese brand now that
no,
we're
I love it.
we're doing
Okay, well,
this
let me
show.
ask you, would you consider yourself a furry at all?
Excuse me? No, no, I would not. No,
Maybe that has to do something with it, like, did you ever crush on any of the Disney cartoon characters?
I did not, no.
Okay. Maybe
Or
it takes a little bit. I mean, they're cute Disney cartoon characters.
no, I'm not judging. I don't mean to
Are you
judge.
telling
I'm
me,
just
like, Basil of Baker Street, you
I don't know
know?
what that is. I don't know what that means.
He's like the
Who
Sherlock Holmes mouse. So maybe
Yeah.
that plays into it a little bit. Maybe you have to be a little bit into, cartoon mice.
Yeah, maybe there's,
Like, I love Fievel as a child. Fievel was big for me.
okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I can get with that. No, yeah, I don't have that attachment, but I'm also thinking, "Oh, wow, maybe there's a business opportunity in here where we have adult Chuck E. Cheese where you can we have adult Chuck E. Cheeses where you can fuck the animatronics."
And not the animatronics, that's just dirty.
It's not the same ones.
Somebody
We
comes and cleans them.
Yeah, exactly. We take responsibility seriously here at Fucky Cheeses.
Oh god, fuck each.
We're gonna get
I
kicked
was
off the
thinking
internet
more
today.
about, like, fucking the people in the costumes, not the animatronics themselves. But
Oh, oh, my bad. The little mouse detective?
fucking Basil of Baker Street.
Just saying, I think there's a business opportunity in here somewhere. Anyway, we are gonna talk about the history of Chuck E. Cheese's at some point.
Jesus.
Rooster, you wanna kick us off?
Hold on, I gotta wipe up my eyeball since I only have one tear duct in it. So,
What?
yeah, I found that out recently, which you'd think I would find out about that a lot sooner.
Yeah, for sure.
But I only have one tear duct. So, it it just kind of streams down my face, which is why it's always running.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you're supposed to have two in every eye.
My apologies.
Thank you. It's very serious. Um, okay, so Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater was founded by Atari founder Nolan Bushnell in 1977, who sought to expand video game arcades beyond adult locations like pool halls to family friendly venues. The inspiration was Disney's Tiki Room and Country Bear Jamboree at Disneyland, which did have the first animatronics.
How about that? I
Yeah,
never knew that.
I know. I looked it up. I was like, when, were they even a thing? But yeah, Disney. He also just thought dinner time deserved wild ass entertainment.
That's a crazy thought to me because I don't ever do shit when I'm eating dinner. Like I don't want entertainment when I'm eating dinner. I just want to eat my food in peace kind of deal.
It's very funny. I didn't realize that John Oliver did a piece on Chuck E. Cheese like a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah, like,
I
I've
didn't
just
know
had
that
this
either.
on my list forever, and I told Carter I'd be doing Chuck E. Cheese, like, "Oh, because John Oliver." I was like, "I didn't even know he did it," but I watched it, and, he had quotes from Nolan who's saying, like, "Oh, people used to talk about, like, um, I don't know. It was like honestly the craziest shit. Like people used to have discussions about philosophy and the circus, and I don't know what the fuck. Like it was just,
What?
we need to bring wild dinner time back. Like it needs to
Wild
be
dinner time.
like just a moment of entertainment and not just eating. Like people come together, they're entertained. I don't know.
And his
Like
thought was a pizza time theater with animatronics.
it kind of makes me think maybe he's thinking like sort of Vegas-y shows, like
Yeah.
they bring out dinner and you're watching whatever on
Have you ever
stage.
have you ever done that before? Because I know there are a couple of spots around here that you can do like dinner and a magic show or dinner and a movie kind of deal. And it just I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me.
No. No, I don't like it.
But I like that the idea was not just, hey, we need entertainment for
I
dinner.
know.
We need wild ass entertainment.
Yeah. Well, I added that,
Like
so thank you.
let's put let's sit in the front row of fucking Double Dare and eat our dinner.
Well, because yeah, the start of it was very different and very weird. I mean, original Chuck E. Cheese is very weird. Um, but I'll kind of get into that. So, and it was also
Also, can I just say, like, where did the idea to start arcades in like pool halls come from? You know, it's easy to be critical in hindsight. I get that, but like, why were arcades not starting in family friendly venues to begin with?
yeah, I
Seems
know
like a
because it
weird cultural thing to
I
me.
was reading about this and he said something also like he wanted it more kid friendly because there would be arcades in bowling alleys as well,
Ah, okay.
which are also sketchy. It's like these
Yes.
places were so I don't know, maybe gambling? Do you think
Yeah.
gambling?
Yeah, maybe yeah, the Vegas influence or something. I don't know. I it's just funny to me that
Well,
I
no, like in pool halls, maybe they kind of started up because of like maybe there's a gambling aspect
mm,
there.
mhm.
Um, I don't know.
So they're just like, "Man, you know what? Adults in pool halls would love these video games. We should put
Yeah.
an arcade there." I don't know, it seems like just a bit of a miss there.
Well,
Just
I think of like Buffalo Wild Wings and they just had like the golf game, right?
Golden Tee.
Like
Golden Tee fucking rules. I guess I'm disproving my own point.
so, I mean, it's not like a game that I would play when I go to an arcade.
Yeah. I do miss those days. We used to get
Yeah.
pretty sloshed on a Friday night at
Yes.
Buffalo Wild Wings and just
Yeah.
hammer that golden tea.
Well, yeah, I didn't play the Golden Tee, but foosball. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm very bad at pool, so I don't even bother. But
I you know what I can't stand about pool? It's the chalk. and I'm getting like little chills up my arms just thinking
The
about it. And I
texture
hate
thing, I hate it too.
ugh.
I hate it. Scratching on that felt shit. I don't
Oh
like any of
God.
it.
No, I can't. I'm like, ugh. If I
Yeah.
stood up, my nipples would be hard right now because they're let me see. No, they're not, but I got like goosebumps. It's crazy. I hate
Okay.
that sound, that texture.
Yeah, I'm big on textures. I don't
Yeah.
there's a lot of them I don't fuck with. But um for some reason animatronics was always his dream. He really wanted to get in the animatronics game.
To each his own.
He wanted to work for Disney but was continually turned down. So once he had Atari money, he had the means to do it. And it was also a way for him to expand his Atari sales. You know, like he's giving other places his Atari games when he could just do it himself.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
I have a quote here from him about that.
Let's get it.
So he said, "What you really want to know is that at Atari, we were selling coin op machines for around 1,000 to 1,500, and in their lifetime, they would earn 30,000 to 50,000. So it didn't take rocket science to say, hey, I'm on the wrong side of this equation." And that's really the genesis of Chuck E. Cheese. And what I really wanted to do primarily was to create a chain of arcades that were not competitive with my standard market.
Man.
Secondarily, I knew that kids like to play video games but had few opportunities to do so. Kids couldn't go to bars, and video games at that time were really not in pizza parlors and restaurants. And bowling alleys, okay, yeah, bowling alleys were kind of a rough environment. I knew that there was going to be a young kid market as well as an arcade market. So I just aimed like a laser to that marketplace, which it makes sense. Like video games and kids,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
people now say like, oh, what are you, a kid? Like if you
Yeah.
play video games, like, oh, that's for children. Okay, fuck you. It didn't used to be.
Yeah, which is also like incredibly disheartening because this seems like such a plain, like obvious idea.
Yeah.
And I just catch myself thinking, like, where are the ideas like that these days?
I know. When I was doing this, I was like, damn, like how come I
So
can't think
easy.
of anything like that? It makes so much sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe we can just maybe now we flip it and we go with our Chuck E. Cheese for adults
Fucky
furry membership
cheese.
club. Fuck E. Cheese. Fuck entertainment cheese.
Fuck entertainment cheese. Those
Yeah,
are three that you just get cheese. I mean, that's the only food you can eat. There's cheese. You have entertainment and you have fucking. Yeah, that's it.
just oh man, too much cheese involved, and oh boy, I don't know.
No, it's not the right kind of food you want when fucking,
But that's what we got.
but that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, this is why we're on this podcast and not multi-billionaire entrepreneurs. I butchered that word. Entrepreneurs. I do my best, okay? I do my best.
Um, okay, so originally he ordered what he thought was a coyote costume for coyote pizza. It's so funny because it's so clearly not a fucking coyote.
Oh man, all time blunder.
Even if you go and look at the old rat, it's just so clearly not a fucking coyote.
It's my favorite part of this whole story.
Fuck.
He thought that was gonna look so badass.
He's like, we're in California, coyote pizza, and it's this fucking rat.
Just the ugliest thing. Oh, that's so good. That got me.
So, but when he found out it was a rat, he rolled with it and changed the name to Rick Rat's Pizza.
Hey, why not? All because he bought the wrong costume, or he misjudged that.
He didn't even try and like replace it. He's like, fuck it, Rick Rats.
We're just gonna be Rick Rats now. This is Rick Rat.
Oh God, I'm crying. It's everywhere. But his marketing team believed this name would not be appealing to customers.
So we really were close to just calling this rat pizza.
eat at regrets.
Oh man. What kind of business acumen does this man have?
I mean, he has great ideas, but then sometimes he does not. It
It's
just
like,
makes me think of like the rat on the subway dragging the pizza.
yeah, exactly. That's Rick Rat.
um,
What are we
so
gonna do now?
they proposed Chuck E. Cheese instead.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep. So the first Chuck E. Cheese's pizza time. Okay, Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater opened in San Jose, California in 1977. It
Wow,
was
I didn't realize it'd been around that long.
And like this is the 70s. So imagine what an animatronic family because this is the 70s. Like how family friendly is it really?
Yeah, Dad's probably on acid sitting at the table.
And mom probably does want to fuck Chuck, you know?
Or Rick Rat.
um So it's the first family restaurant to integrate food with arcade games and animated entertainment, thus being one of the pioneers for the family entertainment center concept.
Mm.
Which God, I mean, it's sad that it's dying out because that stuff was fun. Like just I
Yeah.
imagine like the putt-putt kind of shit comes
Oh,
from even
man.
this kind of idea.
Yeah, and there was a spot in Hendersonville, Tennessee that we used to go to every once in a while that was like a bowling alley, a big arcade. You could
Yeah.
do all kinds of stuff,
Well,
and
Dave and
the last
Buster's,
the last time I drove by, it was closed. I'm like, "Man, that's really sad," because
they're
there's
really
no
dying out.
Yeah, and there was, like a laser tag spot here in Mount Juliet that
Mhm.
never did the business to stay open, and I don't know, like, I think about it in a similar vein to how, like, KB Toys and Toys R Us
There's like no places
closed.
for kids left.
There's no places for kids left, and I
No.
think, like, man, my niece and nephew, like, have to just go to Target if they
Oh my
wanted to buy
God,
toys,
that is
or
so sad.
go to Walmart, or if, there's something they really want, they just order it on Amazon, and I'm like, "You don't get the thrill of the hunt, like, to
No.
go to the toy store and be around it, and, you're around other kids that are excited about it." Like, I don't know,
Well,
that was
when you
just an
go
experience to me, and it was the same with the Family Fun Center, and now
even
those
like
places are dying.
video stores, you go into a
Yeah,
building that's even like kind of catered to you a little bit, and it's so magical. Like it's so like it's just so much fun. There's nothing that really replaces that experience.
yeah, and I would shout out our friends at Danger Zone Video for that, recreating that in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. It's one of the few places, actually, it's probably the only place in Mount Juliet that I can go to and kind of feel connected to the past in that way,
Mhm.
like feel those same sort of feelings as like I'm a kid again walking into KB Toys in Hickory Hollow Mall, or I'm a kid again walking into Discovery Zone about to bust my ass on one of those slides.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, there's Dave and Buster's, which I guess, but the one
I love
near
Dave and Buster's, but I just don't eat there. Don't eat at Dave and
no,
Buster's.
I would never. But the one near us sucks. So it
Uh,
sucks when you don't have a good one because the Nashville one was great.
yeah,
Um, and then the Nashville laser tag place is also great. Like I've gone to others, which is like,
I
what is the
think it's
stinky shit?
I think it's closed. I think the
Damn,
laser tag
really?
place is closed too now. Yeah.
That's depressing because
I
that was a cool
also
place.
I also think it was blown up in the Christmas Day bombing,
Oh
but I
shit.
could be mistaken. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, happy chatting.
Yep. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Oh.
Did I answer your question?
Um, the original characters started out as like just simply busts in a picture frame, like on the wall.
Yeah, I saw a YouTube video
Yeah,
that showed all this stuff, and it was really fucking weird that they just had,
I
like, half of a
love
body
it. I
hanging out of a window,
love it.
and they
I
had
watched
one that was just the feet. It was just their feet hanging out of a frame, like
what?
hooves clapping and stuff. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you
I don't
now.
even know who the hell would have hooves out of this gang.
Wasn't Rick Rat.
Just some random hooves hanging out of a picture frame.
Maybe, that might have been something different. It was the 70s.
Um, So and Chuck was basically a Jersey insult comic smoking a cigar.
I noticed that in the
Yeah,
videos that I watched. I'm like, damn,
yeah.
this rat just has a cigar.
um,
Smoking up in Chuck E.
Jasper,
Cheese.
Jasper the dog was flanked by Confederate flags.
I thought I saw those in the video, and I was like, that
Mhm.
is fucking wild. That is
Yes.
wild.
And there was a flirty hippo whose tits moved when she sang high notes. Like they like rose up.
We're gonna make some money here.
I mean, they were halfway at a fuck you cheese, really.
Yeah, they were. They sure were.
Um, so the main dining room had the bus, and then some locations had like cabaret rooms where there was like just kind of standing, maybe like half bodies sort of standing, and there's a piano and they'd sing like
So the nice part of the
yeah.
restaurant.
Well, I don't know. Like, cause you imagine like the parents are the ones staying in the dining room
Yeah.
while the
Mhm.
kids fuck off and play games and stuff, and the parents are just like watching the
Smoke
hippo's
cigarettes.
tits move and
On acid.
yeah. Um So, to expand beyond California and the West Coast, Bushnell began to franchise, resulting in a co development agreement between himself and Robert Brock of Topeka Inn Management in June 1979.
So
So,
we're talking a matter of 2 years, and
yeah,
they're expanding
he's
because
already, yeah,
it's a good idea.
it is. Brock signed on to franchise 200 locations. I mean, so this isn't even
Golly.
small time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So scouted, so Brock, who he'd signed on, right? He's like, yeah, let's do this. But Brock then scouted an animatronic competitor that was way better than what Chuck E. Cheese was doing.
Okay.
So he partnered up with that guy and backed out of the franchising to start his
Damn.
own showbiz pizza chain, which had better animatronics as a full body band.
That sucks. It's
It's
tough
pretty
seeing.
shitty.
That is pretty
Um,
shitty. Well, I
so
think
Chuck E
history favors Chuck E. Cheese in this fight.
Well, it works out in the end. Um, so Chuck E. Cheese sued Showbiz Pizza over a 2-year time frame, but eventually won. Then the video game industry crash of 1983 happened. So Chuck E. Cheese declared bankruptcy while Showbiz Pizza hung on, and they
Damn.
bought Chuck E. Cheese.
Damn.
Yeah.
I would throw myself off of a building. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty shitty.
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie.
yeah,
If I went through all that and then my
just to have
competitor,
your competitor buy you up.
I would have no, I'm jumping off of a building. Fuck you guys.
After the merger or the buyout, whatever, the guy who built Showbiz Pizza, okay, so the guy who built the animatronics for Showbiz Pizza,
Yeah.
pulled out of their. He pulls out, and he takes pull out.
Hang on. Where are we going with this?
He takes his band with him. So he takes the Rockafire Explosion band
Which is the band I
licensing with
realized
him. Yeah, he's like, I'm leaving and I'm taking my animatronics with me. So
Rockafire is the band that they programmed to do Pop Lock and Drop It.
yes. So there's a collector who has the band
Yeah.
and he programs it to do modern songs, which
It's
is
awesome.
amazing. Yes, it really is awesome. But
One of my favorite videos.
that is the Rockafire Explosion band. So,
Man. So we're just all over the place here.
yep.
Good
So,
idea that somehow manages to survive, but yes, if I was the original business owner, I
yeah.
would throw myself off a building.
So the Rockafire Explosion band was stripped and replaced by Munch's Make Believe band.
And we
Munch's.
really are so like
Munch's.
flirting with the edge
Oh,
of
yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese already.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So Munch's Make Believe band characters are cast of people. We have Chuck E. Cheese is the titular mascot. A mouse. He's a mouse now, formerly a rat.
We're really like committed. Like you fucked up ordering that coyote costume and you're just really gonna ride it out.
Well, now he's a mouse. They have totally retconned him to be a fucking mouse, which is lame. Just stay with a rat.
Yeah. Rat's more gritty.
Yeah. So he's lead singer of the band. He's outgoing, friendly, and likes singing and entertaining families. I like that they have little bios. Helen Henney is the other lead vocalist, a female chicken who is into gaming. She is sometimes shown to have a crush on Chuck.
Ooh, tough scene.
Then there's Mr.
Got eyes for
Munch.
the star of the show. Doesn't work out very well that often.
Mr. Munch is the keyboardist, a purple monster alien who has a habit of eating anything.
Anything.
Anything. He likes munching, you know.
Yeah.
Jasper T. Jowls is the guitarist, a bloodhound dog hailing from Tennessee.
Did they at least get rid of the Confederate flags?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure they have.
What if you still walked in to a Chuck E. Cheese today?
And there's just
Jasper
Confederate.
Jowls.
Oh.
I mean, listen, there's some towns in Tennessee that would probably fly in.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to. I don't want to send this down a separate rabbit hole, but yeah.
And then there's Pasquale.
Pasquale,
Well,
if I'm not mistaken, as pronounced by the people at Chuck E. Cheese.
By the good Italians themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
Pasquale.
I watched a video and they were like, "This is Pasquale." I'm like, okay. He is human.
Yeah, he's the human character, which is so fucking weird. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Like, and there's, I don't know. It's, you think about what they're telling children. They're like, no, this one's human.
And he's a freak. Because why the fuck?
It's this human that hangs out with all these barnyard animals and
is offensively Italian. Like, just offensive stereotype completely.
It is. Yeah.
But he's the drummer and he likes telling jokes.
Most drummers do, I guess.
Sure.
I watched a video of Pasquale.
I think it's just Pasquale. I think you would. I don't know how. Pasquale. I don't know. I don't know how much the Q really sounds like our Q, but I don't know.
I'm just telling you how the people on the video.
All right, Pasquale.
They introduce him and he just like busts these like windows open and comes out and he's just doing this. And I'm like,
Is this
that
a cartoon?
would fucking terrify me. That would terrify me if I were a kid. No, it was a clip from the actual restaurant. Is Chuck E. Cheese a restaurant?
Yeah, you could call it a restaurant. Wait, so like a person in a costume?
Well, it was an animatronic.
An animatronic is busting through a window?
Well, it's not like an actual window.
So what is happening?
He's like, the animatronic pushes
open. Okay.
Pushes the shutters open.
Okay.
You get a view of him and he's just like doing this. And I'm like,
you know
there's
what?
No wonder I was terrified of this when I was a kid.
That actually sounds familiar. And I think that is terrifying. I think he was scary.
But I love the idea of just you're sitting there enjoying your pizza and then you just hear and realize there's a corpse that has just been flung through the window of the dining room.
You were talking about like an animatronic jumps through a window. And I'm like, holy shit. That is terrifying.
Yeah. No. But he is like it's a very inappropriate Italian stereotype.
Yeah.
This dude that's hanging out with this fucking mouse.
And an alien?
Yeah, what about Mr. Munch? Were they can I ask are they ripping off Grimace with that?
It looks like they are. I would say it looks like they are.
They're like, man, these kids.
Because it kind of looks like Grimace with like yellow eyebrows.
It does, yeah.
So then we have bad press for Chuck. You know, things don't stay golden forever.
Yeah.
So there was news that animatronics were still running on floppy disks.
Which I like your note in this. Why is that bad press?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I would think that's so cool. Like, good for you.
Great for the floppy disk people.
Mail me the update on a floppy disk and we'll just shove it right in their ass. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like it. That's nostalgia. People dig that these days.
So, for stores still featuring animatronics, updated programs for the characters are generally distributed on DVD. But for Studio C SD locations, they continue to use 3 DVDs and a 3.5-inch floppy disk, which is cool. That's just cool.
Yeah, it is. Why? So, what was the argument for this being bad press?
I don't know. It's just that it's outdated old technology or something.
Mhm.
But that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool too. I think whoever said it's bad press is lame.
Yeah, I agree. Um, recycling old pizza slices is like a theory, like a conspiracy theory.
I haven't heard this one.
So I think it's an older one, and then Shane Dawson did a thing on it, which I put "fuck that guy" in notes. Made a video about it, which kicked it all up again. But I guess it's because the slices don't look uniform all the time, which is so dumb. Like,
Yeah.
where does that come from? You have to make a whole pizza unless they think that they're just taking 12 pieces of old pizza. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, pizza is one of the easiest things to make.
Yeah, and it's also one of the cheapest things to make too.
Right. I mean, that's why
Why
he
people don't
decided
care.
originally to do pizza because it's
Yeah.
so easy and
Like
simple.
you could make an entire pizza and throw the whole fucking thing out and
Mhm.
probably still only spend about like $1.12 of your own money.
Yeah,
Like
but there
they
was
well, absolutely. Like you can make a pizza and make your money back and then some on the pizza in selling one slice.
yeah. And there was, I don't know, somebody who worked at the locations were just like, "No, I mean, you just have stupid kids who, like, maybe didn't cut the right number of slices, so then they have to make an extra cut somewhere, and it looks stupid." Like, it's
Yeah.
just but
Yeah.
that's that you get that anywhere.
No, and man, I just did a quick Google search of Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy theory, and it's all this like recycled pizza. Like
It was big. I
people ran with it.
remember. Yeah, I remember when that started up.
That's so stupid. Like
Yes.
I love a good conspiracy theory, don't get me wrong. And some of them I read, I'm like, oh, well, there's a good argument there. That's plausible. This just seems like a fucking waste of time and
Mhm.
so easily explained.
Well, I mean, that's Shane Dawson for you. He's just a
I don't know who Shane Dawson is.
I won't get into I mean, I never watched or he was a big YouTuber, but he was always so fucking stupid, so I never watched any of his stuff anyway, but then it came out that he's also, like, a super gross predator. I don't know, really weird shit, but it's an incredibly stupid theory.
Oh, okay. No, I've never seen this guy in my life, but he
Yeah,
100% looks like a predator.
yeah. So, and of course, it is a hotbed for women fighting each other.
Now this you've piqued my curiosity because I don't
Have you
know.
never heard about this?
No, I've never heard about this.
Yeah, there's, like, always fights happening at Chuck E. Cheese. There's always fights, and it's always it's just parents fighting because they serve alcohol, and
Do
then I
they
don't know.
really?
Yeah, some
I didn't know
locations
that.
do. Yeah,
Man, that's awesome. If I would have known that, I would
just
have been
get
taking.
drunk and watching animatronics, and then you
Yeah,
start fist fighting people.
I if I had known that, I'd have been taking my niece and nephew the whole time they were growing up.
Yep. Well,
So,
I've gone to, like, a different family entertainment place, like a bowling place or something. I don't remember what it was, but, like, one of those places that had bowling, putt-putt, like, real cheap putt-putt, but they try and have it all. Um,
yeah.
and a fight broke out in the parking lot. I just watched some people go at it. That's because apparently it's also, like, a popular place for, like, kid handoffs when you share custody.
Oh.
People will maybe, like or, there'll be birthday parties where maybe the parents are separated and they bring, like, their new
So
partner or
tensions are
something.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just
that's crazy.
yeah, there's always a lot of fights. I don't hear about them that much anymore, but there's, like, a period of time where they were happening a lot. And
There's
I don't
somebody
I
on YouTube probably has a good compilation of these
oh, I'm
Chuck E.
sure.
Cheese fights.
I think it was, like, when it was really declining, and then since they've kind of had, they've been trying to rebrand a little bit, try
Yeah.
and be more modern.
We need armed guards in the Chuck E. Cheese.
Are you saying that, or are you reading a comment? Is that a YouTube comment?
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying
Okay.
that. It doesn't that feel incredibly dystopian? It's like, yes, let's have armed officers at the Chuck E. Cheese.
Man, that kinda shit would not be happening at Fuck E. Cheese. I'm just
No, it would
saying.
not. No, it would not. There would be some kind of fisting going on, but not fighting.
Oh my god, could you imagine somebody in a furry suit, like, fisting?
Oh, no, no, no. Oh my god. All right.
It's like, that's not really coming out of the fur.
No, no, no. We've woken my cat up.
Um,
Sorry, bud. Go back to sleep.
I'm surprised you've never heard about this, but, I mean,
No, I
if
haven't.
yeah. Well, um, so I pulled this from an article that said, "The slow blinking, fuzzy robots on stage, a cast of singing characters known as Munch's Make Believe Band, have been a fixture of the kids' play place since Chuck E. Cheese opened in 1977. But as the company revamps the franchise to appeal to a new digital generation, it says the giant mechanical puppets must go." Just
Man,
ludicrous.
do kids not like mechanical puppets anymore?
I think they do.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
I said, like, it seems crazy to me because of the popularity of Five Nights at Freddy's,
Yeah,
which is basically like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese for
It's
sure.
like a haunted version of Chuck E. Cheese with animatronics that just fucking kill you.
Yeah,
And kids have, like, grown up on this because there is a mix of, like, oh, friendly family-friendly entertainment, and also it's creepy as hell.
yeah.
I think it's great.
I think
I
it's great
love
too.
how creepy they are.
Yeah.
I We need to go back to the original, and we need to have Rick Rat be an insult comic who also you have sex with.
And might have a knife on him.
And the hippo,
Yeah,
you gotta be able to have sex with a hippo.
but we're gonna
But it's also creepy. It's also haunted. Like, are you
yeah.
having sex with a haunted animatronic?
If we can provide that experience for people,
Amazing.
there are gonna be people in 100 years doing podcasts about Rooster and
About
Stoney.
our idea.
Rooster and Stoney. Man, they let you fuck the ghost in the animatronic kitty
They've
hippo
not
lady.
even it's not even you're having sex with an animatronic, you're having sex with a ghost
Yeah,
in an animatronic.
yeah. If we can pull that off, man.
Um, so yeah, now they've retconned Chuck to be a guitar. He's not even just a lead singer, he's a guitar playing. Why do they always have to play guitar? Why does the main character always have to be a guitarist?
I don't know. It's offensive.
It is. It is. As somebody who tries to play bass, it is offensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Rockstar Mouse, who grew up in an orphanage. So now he's just an orphan as
Yeah,
well.
what is this a different rat?
He's a
Or is this a
mouse.
lineage?
No, he's you know what? It should be his son. It should be Rick Rat
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
mouse for a child and he abandoned him because that's
yeah,
what Rick Rat would do.
yeah, because
I
Rick
like that
Rat's a bitch.
I like that idea way more. You just have, like, a fucking dad who ran away from his child up there smoking a cigar and insulting people.
And it's just this entire lore for Chuck E. Cheese where this is Randy Rat. This is the kid of Rick Rat, and there's some family tension there. Maybe that's why there are fights happening in the parking lot.
Mhm. But
And
now
there's
he owns the place, so fuck
yeah,
you, dad, get out of here. I'm not paying for your, retirement stay. I'm not paying for you to go in a home.
yeah, and eventually he's gonna kill him. And that's why we keep going back to Chuck
Or
E. Cheese.
Munch will kill him.
Or Munch will kill him. Yeah, we keep going coming back to see how the story advances.
Mhm.
Like one day he's gonna kill his father. And when he does, we wanna be there in the child casino to see it happen.
This shit is crazy.
It is. It is.
Um, in 2017, the chain announced that animatronic shows would be removed entirely in favor of a modernized dance floor, which what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that like, are they turning Chuck E. Cheese into the club?
I think so.
Are we
There's
conditioning our
performances
children to go
s
clubbing?
so they have performances only with costume characters. So I did see a little bit of the video, like, they've got a screen down or they've got a TV, I don't know. They have something playing, like, music videos, which if you go to their YouTube, they have, like, stupid ass music videos, like, they're trying to be Kids Bop.
Hmm.
So they're
Oh,
playing
then you
that.
can make albums and sell those too. Some
Um,
branding going on.
and then you have DJ Munch, who
Mhm.
still is Munch, for some reason, is the one they really wanna hang on to.
It's because
Um
it's Grimace. Grimace is a marketing icon.
Um, so Munch is just being a DJ while the kids dance around. I don't know. It looks lame as fuck, honestly. Like the animatronics are what made it
Yeah, I'm
because
with
like you run around and you play games and you do whatever and then you come back to eat a piece of pizza and you watch in horrified fascination as these characters talk to each other for like 5
you
minutes
through
before you
windows.
run back out again.
Yeah, I mean, do kids even like dancing?
That's a good question. Oh, well,
Because
I mean, are they just doing, like, TikTok dances? They're, like, full on doing choreography on the dance floor. It's not like club dancing, they all are doing different choreography. Like,
gotcha,
some different
gotcha.
K-pop, like, whatever K-pop dance is
Well,
popular.
I'm just saying, when I was a kid, it was we had our, like, 6th grade dance and nobody wanted to dance. There were, like,
Yeah.
5 kids on the dance
I
floor.
wonder if that is different now, if people are more into dancing because
Yeah,
like, it would be more into choreography, like, you don't get out there and just, like, put your hands up and go, "Woo," you know?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
people out there doing full on K-pop dances
that's
to
true.
a
That's
very
true.
inappropriate song, like, to a song that doesn't match the dance at all, but they only know the choreography.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
Yeah,
We need
well,
we
there's
need parents to report to us what their kids are doing.
yeah, or we can just go to Chuck E. Cheese and watch the children
Just show up and sit there and watch kids dance.
with a notepad,
Oh
just
my god, it's so fucking creepy.
it
Um,
is.
so yeah, music, however, so in 2023, I think they maybe realized that they need to have so the company selected one location in Northridge, California to be the only legacy and new store location that kept an animatronic stage.
Okay,
So
so
it
they're
has the 2
conceding
stage.
a bit.
Yeah, so they're like, "You know what? People like nostalgia, people like the original stuff. We'll have one location that still has that." But, like, I don't know. I'm not going all the way to Northridge to see it, but I would like to, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not either. I'll just stick to my YouTube videos and be fine with it.
I mean, especially with the popularity of Five Nights at Freddy's, it honestly seeing that game made me want to go back and see an animatronic place because, I mean, you can't go to, like, Rainforest Cafe, it's not really the same. It's not the same as having characters
No.
in a band and talking to each other and whatever else they do.
I'll be the first to say it, and I don't care who comes after me for this too. Rainforest Cafe fucking sucks.
It is awful. It is so shitty.
It is, yeah. But you're right, it's not the same experience. They tell you you can't well, I don't know if you can't you can't touch the animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese either, but it's frowned upon, especially
Mm.
at the Rainforest Cafe and if you're, an 18-year-old man.
Could you imagine being the person in the Chuck E. Cheese costume who walks around and just, like, gets touched on by kids? That would be
No,
an awful job.
that would be yeah, that would be I would also jump off of a building for that too.
Yep.
I would put the costume on, and I would walk up on top of the building and just jump off.
But so there was also in John Oliver's bit about this, he had clips from, whatever his name is, Nolan Bushnell,
Yeah.
talking, like sort of a tech talk, not a TED talk, but a tech talk.
Okay.
Um, and he was like, you don't even know what those people are doing behind like the doors, like in the changing rooms. You don't know what those people are doing to each other. It's like, are you? So I think there's already fucky cheese.
There's a back door. Yeah.
Fucky cheese exists in the hearts of the people who fucked in the costume.
The people that fucked the hippo bot with the moving tits.
I don't know that you could actually fuck the animatronic. I bet people tried. I bet people figured out a way to do it.
There's got to be some like weird corner of the internet that has some information pertaining to this that we're
Like,
discussing here.
yeah, like if you go and try and find like groupies talking about like dick sizes or something, it's like, where are
Yeah.
the people who fucked the hippo? Tell us about your experience.
This is the research we need to conduct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We made it to the end of the agenda.
Yep. It's a short
A,
one.
a really interesting history and a really interesting place in the fabric of Americana for Chuck E. Cheese, I would say.
Yeah, and not as not as I don't know. When I think back to Chuck E. Cheese, I remember them being kind of I mean, they were creepy, but they were cool. Like it
Yeah.
didn't terrify me, but I don't remember it being like what people today would think of when they think of family friendly. Like there was
Mhm.
always a bit of an edge to Chuck.
Yeah. Mhm.
They even made a movie. I think
What?
there's an old movie. I think there's an old Chuck E. Cheese movie, and it's really funny because it showed this on the John Oliver bit too, where like a human woman like is flirting with Chuck. And then
Okay.
she walks away, and he and I think Jasper just watch her walk away.
Hmm.
Like, and it's a very horny moment, but it's like, this isn't a kid's movie. This
Yeah.
isn't a kid's movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's honestly, it is just a mask for furries and really adult humor. Like it was.
Yeah, and maybe they're recruiting the next generation too. They're like,
Mhm.
we need to creep into the minds.
Maybe that's
We're
why our generation has furries because
It
of
could be.
stuff
It
like
could
Chuck
be.
E. Cheese
Yeah. Wow, we've uncovered a
and
nice
Disney
little
characters. I mean, like,
an insightful nugget in the psychology of our generation. We've
mhm.
uncovered it here on Phone It In. So don't let anybody ever say that we don't do important work on this show.
It's the most important work I've ever done in my life.
All right. Well, Rooster, do you have anything else to add before we get on out of here today?
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's a fun episode, fun to relive the moments and the memories of Chuck E. Cheese, but that is going to do it for episode 58 of Phone It In. Rooster, where can our listeners or viewers find you on social media?
Well, I guess you don't really have to. Rooster_Chase on all major social media platforms.
How about that? There we go. And I'm at Stoney Keeley. I'm really tired because I've been working on the NFL draft exhaustively. And so you might not care about that if you're watching this show, but if you do, stackingtheinbox.com, our draft guide's coming out Friday. 275 prospects evaluated, but you can also get our regular premium content like the Movie Review Rewind podcast and much more on the Sobros Substack. Subscribe at stackingtheinbox.com. All of our work at sobrosnetwork.com, merch at sobroshop.com. Rate, review, subscribe. If you like what we're doing here at Phone It In, hey, tell a friend about it, okay?
Tell a friend.
Let everybody that you know that you
Shout it
listen
from the
to
fucking rooftops.
and you love Phone It In, because we certainly love doing this podcast. It's a lot of fun and we want to keep doing it. But if the numbers aren't up, our boss has told us that we will be executed.
They will
So
fucking kill us. Yeah.
if we are executed, it's also your fault because you didn't rate, review, and subscribe. So please
Absolutely.
go do that wherever you take in your shows. For the Cryptid Queen Rooster, I am Big Natural Stoney Keeley. And until next time, you stay classy, phoners.
Bye.
Moshi moshi.